Hurricane Irene is taking aim at the East Coast, but it's already causing travel problems across the country. Airlines canceled more than 8,000 flights through Monday, grounding hundreds of thousands of passengers. Local and long-distance train service has been curtailed or canceled. Bus travel, well, that's no better either. So USA Today travel reporter Ben Mutzabaugh is in our Washington bureau with the delays millions of travelers are likely to face this weekend. Good morning and thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Well, I am just shocked by these numbers. I mean, we knew it would be high, but 8,000 so far, and the storm hasn't even hit the New York City area. I know my flight was canceled. I was on Delta. JetBlue was one of the first to start cancellations. Are we going to see more airlines following suit?
Yeah, you're right. And I think this 8,000 number that we've seen, I think it's going to go well over 10,000, probably before noon even. JetBlue was one of the first to get ahead of this. Of course, their hubs are in New York and Boston, two of the cities that are going to be the most impacted by the storm. So it was probably wise of them to do it, but now you've seen just about everybody else in the New York area do the same thing. Southwest says it's going to start canceling flights at BWI, which is its big hub on the East Coast. So this is really just going to keep escalating down the line. And the bottom line is, just like you, if you have a flight in the Northeast anytime between now and Monday, I just really wouldn't count on it. It's just, it's hard to imagine how those flights are going to operate.
Oh, that's so hard to hear because I was on the phone last night for over an hour and I couldn't even get through. So what options do travelers have?
Right. Fortunately, it's still a bad situation if you need to be somewhere, but there are some options. Not necessarily to get to your destination, but at least to make other plans. Most airlines all airlines are waiving rebooking fees for most travelers. There are some restrictions, but essentially you can make one change without charge for a new itinerary. And if you had, say, a wedding or something that was canceled, maybe you don't need to be there, moving your plans probably isn't a good bet for you. What you can do, if your flight is canceled, you're entitled to give up your travel plans. This is federal law. You're entitled to give up your travel plans and ask for a refund. So if you spent $300 to fly to Denver and the event's over, you might just want to get your money back. Make sure the flight's canceled first, but then ask for your money back. Start over, try again later this year.
It's not just the folks flying, but mass transit is being shut down. So are, the subways, the trains, all the different types. What can people do at this point?
Right, and that's the thing about this. There's usually an alternative or two or three, and this time there just aren't many options. In fact, that's part of the reason why the Port Authority in New York, they opted to close the New York airports. It's because not only are passengers going to have a hard time getting around, employees can't get to or from the airport. If there are unexpected flight delays, if there are hundreds of passengers trapped overnight at the airport and the power goes out, it's not like they can go get on the subways or buses and get home. So this is really a complication no matter where you are. And in Philadelphia and in New York and New Jersey, we have seen these transit systems say they're going to shut down. And it sounds draconian, but the flip side is, let's say you're in a tunnel in New York or on a train somewhere in Meadowlands, and all of a sudden the power goes out, and now you have a train full of people trapped, in the middle of nowhere with 50-mile-an-hour winds, and you have to rescue them. So there's really a lot at play that officials have to juggle here. No
doubt. And there are some folks that just say, I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to get out of town. But that's not going to be easy either, is it?
Right. I mean, especially the closer to the ocean you are and to wind-prone areas, it's just not a good idea. You've heard, from the governor of New Jersey and Virginia to the mayor of New York, everyone's warning, don't get in your car if you don't have to. And I think that's great advice, especially if you're someplace where there are bridges. And in the East Coast, whether it's New York, the Delaware River bridges in Philadelphia, pretty much all of the major cities in this region have bridges that are fairly significant. And with winds over 40, 50, and 60 miles an hour especially, they're going to shut down, let alone whether they're actually, I'm not real crazy about driving across a tall bridge span and 40-mile-an-hour winds, but they're actually going to be closed as the conditions deteriorate. So the Chesapeake Bay, the Delaware River, the Hudson River, and some of the other crossings in the area, you're just going to find yourself stuck somewhere. Exactly.
Absolutely. Ben Mutzabaugh, thanks so much for your insight today. We do appreciate it.
Good luck up there.
Thanks.